We are a team. As storytellers and dreamers,
there is always magic to discover.
Once upon a time,
a Las Vegas showgirl
and a comedian magician
figured out that even with different perspectives,
our adventures and experiences together
are really just
one big
caper.
Welcome back to One Big Caper. I'm Phelyx. This is my partner Athena, and this is a show that is guided by you. We have received another prompt for this episode, right?
No.
No? This is not off a prompt? This is just out of the hat?
Yeah.
Out of the hat. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell them what we're going to discuss today? Or do you want me
to? This is why you started.
Oh, I started so that I could talk about... We're dressed this way because our prompt today is about what the term I coined for it is visibilidates, but we haven't done it in a little while. We're due for another visibilidate.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The dates are when we go out in public, whether it's a gallery opening or some kind of an event or a show or even just dinner. We have a tendency to turn the dial up once in a while. It's kind of a mood thing, but it is also, what do we say? It's strategic in some ways, because as show folks, particularly back when we were producing shows, it was important for us to stick out and inspire people to approach us and ask us what the occasion is. Or, yeah. And it's a fun thing to do. It's a fun thing to turn heads or watch people try to get their party to look at us without us knowing or whatever. That's amusing. We're due.
We're due.
I mean, beyond today, we're actually snowed in today.
Yeah. So if you live in Colorado, you know what day we're filming.
Our younger people are home with us today because there is no school.
Snow day.
Snow day, yeah.
So it's taken us a little longer to get ourselves in gear to film this. Well, plus because we had to amplify.
Yeah.
We did have to amplify more than usual.
Right.
Felix actually shaved today.
I shave with some frequency. I guess while we're at...
Not for... You don't always for recording.
Right.
Okay.
This also, a snow day, kind of makes me think that we've been trained for this for the last couple of years, so we don't get as stir crazy with a snow day anymore.
Oh, yeah. True.
It's comfortable. We're used to all being locked up in a house together.
I think we were fine before.
Right.
Some people are not. Which we can talk about some other time.
Athena reminds me that the visibilidates kind of comes from the research that I did about Andy Warhol and certainly peripheral characters in the scene, his entourage, if you will. But the idea is, there's even a saying about Warhol, which is that Andy Warhol would have attended the opening of a drawer, meaning he went to every art opening in Manhattan and, for that matter, all over the world. But he was constantly seen in public. And I think that's part of the craft work. And I won't talk too much about Warhol, but his appearance was designed to make sure that people knew when he was in attendance at an opening or showing up at a film premiere or something, and get people talking.
Right. So it was part of our marketing strategy. We started when we were producing shows. We were like, how do we get more people to know who we are?
Right. And so even early in our relationship, we would have visibilidates and handbills to advertise.
So there's a couple of those.
Okay.
One that it was inadvertently got published. You remember?
No.
We were at the Denver Central Market.
Okay.
And we were rhinestoning high heels.
Oh, yes.
For a lunch date. So we weren't even trying to stand out, except the fact that we were using which could we? It's the really smelly stuff.
Oh no, yeah, bad form.
But we were far away from people, and we were so there's the foyer, I guess, is glass doors, and then there's like bar stools on each side with tiny little 8-inch tabletop, and we didn't realize that we were actually being captured on camera. We were just gluing rhinestones to high heels for a festival or something, one of my acts. And then, I don't know, that day or the next day, someone tagged Phelyx and said, "Hey, that's my friend Phelyx." Because someone else took it. We didn't even know. They were just passing through. They were coming in or out and they saw us and they just snapped us. So that was one of our I thought that our first visibility could be our Juicy Bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that was probably one of our incognito dates.
Yeah, we may not have intended to stick out, but
No,
the
not that
project
time.
caused us
Yeah,
to
because
stick
of the
out.
sparkles. But when we first started dating, it was kind of controversial because he was coming out of a bad marriage and hadn't made it public that his marriage was done. And
I've
so,
been kind of a private guy my whole life.
yeah, you didn't.
Yeah.
I let everybody know when I was getting into
Oh, okay.
That's how I am. I'm like an open book. So we had a specific date in mind that we were going to come out to our current friend group community.
Come out as a
As a
romantic couple. Yeah,
Yeah. So that was our first visibility date.
I remember.
The Colorado Burlesque Festival.
Oh, and we went in grand fashion.
Oh, yes.
With it's very silly. My bow tie matched your costume.
And my bow tie. I
And
was
your
wearing a
bow
bow
tie,
tie as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of was just like, hey, we're out. But that was one of our very first real visibility dates.
Mhm.
We went to a restaurant, then we went to the show. And that caused quite a bit of a stir in the community, unfortunately. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. It wasn't so bad.
But then when we were producing shows, he was talking about how he studied Warhol and talked about the opening of drawers and I was like, well, why don't we do that? Why don't we try something like that? So
Both of us are used to kind of sticking out anyway.
yeah,
I
I don't make stuff like this so that I just
Right,
stand against the
right.
wall and look like decoration.
Yeah, I don't
Mhm.
think that many people would wear a chartreuse suit, maybe,
Mm-mm.
but
No,
yeah,
shark skin or something, isn't it?
it's kind of shark. It's not. It's not.
It's
really,
not
but,
real, but
yeah.
anyway.
It does come from the same era, so
Yeah.
it might have been. Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Sorry.
it's kind of fun to stick out. We used to even fantasize about hiring somebody to work as our security guard.
We still have to do that date.
Yeah, we might.
No. We still have to do that date.
Just have someone dressed like Secret Service and
Yes.
standing
Yes.
near the table.
Yes.
All right,
We have to do it.
we'll do it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We have to do
We'll
it.
do that.
And then we should leave our stickers, our one big caper stickers everywhere on the table and like in the bathroom and stuff.
Oh, I see. Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because people are going to be like, who's that? Who's that?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
like when you saw, what's her name? Was it New Year's? No, it was near New Year's. It was like Christmas. You did a gig at a hotel and she was doing a
yes.
dance party by herself because her security cards wouldn't let anybody
Yeah.
in.
Have I talked about that on One Big Caper?
Uh-uh.
Oh,
It's
this is a strange aside, but she sure did stick out. So this is a singer. I don't know if I can name her publicly. I don't know how
I
that
don't
works.
remember her name.
Well,
She's big.
oh, very famous.
My kids know
Yeah.
who she is.
Very famous. But she made a surprise appearance at a party at a hotel that I was hired to perform at. And while I was performing, there was a big disruption because I think as many as 6 men who were performing as security came and they essentially gave her her own room, which was glass on 2 sides. So it was like a zoo exhibit of this.
Oh, that's
this
even worse.
Very famous person dancing by herself and surrounded by men with all of their backs to her. It really was kind of sad. Yeah,
The price of fame.
that's the price of fame, I guess. She had just done a show that night
Mhm.
and just wanted to go out and dance it off or whatever, and she did so by herself. Yeah, very strange. So,
Oh,
but that was
yeah.
very visible.
Very visible.
I'm not unique by any stretch or alone in taking that tip from Andy Warhol, because one Lady Gaga has said that she did exactly the same thing. She studied Warhol, and
Yeah.
she certainly made sure that she
Yeah.
attended a lot of events and was
everywhere.
was shiny every
Mhm.
every time she went. She made sure that she stuck out.
Mm-hmm. And she's a superstar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no intent to become a superstar. I'm too old for that anyway. But
Really?
well, I don't know. I could end up in movies, I guess. But what?
No, I'm just kidding.
You want me to?
No.
Okay, you don't want me
No.
to?
No. I don't.
I did a
want to either.
sitcom and
Yeah, you
a
did.
music video recently.
that's right.
Just last year.
You've been on film a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's what you do when you're not doing live shows, is you do stuff that's longer lasting.
I guess it's wise if you want to make your
Right.
name as an artist.
Right.
You want to make a little stain where we are here. Is that, I don't know, some permanence, some echo of your existence?
Echo?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my kids listen to Bowie music and Queen. I mean, Queen is still around, but Freddie
They left a
Mercury
mark,
is
didn't they?
not. Yeah. Exactly.
I don't think I can do that with what I do. Maybe.
No, just being you though.
So that has done some things for me over the years.
Mhm.
It's not just with you that I've done the visibility thing. Visibilidates I coined for us, but I have purposefully stuck out on many occasions. One you saw got me on the front page of the newspaper back in the 90s.
I love this photo of Phelyx.
What, you want to find it and stick
And
it up?
post it,
I don't
yeah.
know where it is.
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
find- I'll
post
find it
it.
for you.
But yeah, they interviewed him.
Just
Was
a-
it Denver Post or Rocky Mountain News?
This is the Rocky Mountain News.
Yeah, so it was
Yeah.
before. Yeah.
Yeah. People at the mayor's office were calling me saying that they had a list of people who wanted dates with me. The mayor's office. The mayor of Denver. Their office called me to talk about the newspaper thing. Very silly. But I had a suit on and designer sunglasses or something, and they decided to put me in the paper.
Yeah.
But I have since actually done my best to get some kind of media every year. At least once a year. Every
Okay.
year.
Yeah. You've done that pretty good. I
Even
think.
through the pandemic, I've
Yeah.
managed to pull that off.
You did.
I don't know how. I do know how.
You do
but,
know how.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
lot
little
harder.
stunts.
Yeah, little stunts. Yeah.
Little stunts.
But
I
that's
can-
what these visibilidates are. Generally, though, our visibilidates they cost us money. It's not just like a dinner. We usually have to go like, I don't know. I feel like our dates aren't really visibilidates, if you know what I mean.
They're at work, or what?
No, like I don't know. I don't feel like I stick out anymore when we go out. Like we went to sushi the other day, although
Oh, we've-
I was recognized.
That's right. You
for the
were.
first time. When Phelyx and I first started dating, everywhere we went, someone was like, "Oh, hey, Phelyx!" Every time we went out, and then it started to like become less and less because we moved out of the city and we weren't going out in the city anymore. So then less people recognized, and then so we went out just 2 days ago, and we're recognized by a family. I was recognized by a fellow student of my daughter's. So I thought that was funny. Oops, sorry.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry I touched the microphone again. I'm trying not to there. So I thought it was funny that I was recognized.
I used to go out a lot more than I do now, so that has toned down a little bit.
I pulled him out to the suburbs.
Well, I have less desire to go out as much as I did. We might be doing it again a little bit. There are a number of events coming up.
Well,
that
that's
kind of thing.
I think we should do more event style stuff.
Mhm.
So that's what I mean. Like we'd have to pay. Gallery openings you don't have to pay for.
No. Oh, there's one I have to tell you about.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we even did some research on black tie events. We were doing the research and we were going to start, and then everything hit.
That's right.
It was
I
that year.
remember. Yeah.
2020 was the year we were going to like blow up the visibility idea,
I remember.
and we just haven't been able to do it.
There's some times that we go over the top. So Athena constantly refers to what she calls a dial. And that's for merch for her company. She created a little pin or badge that is her dial, and it's the glamour.
It doesn't move.
The
but
glamour dial.
It's the glamour dial.
It's very, very clever, and I love it. But I absolutely relate to that, because there are some times that I am willing to go out and not be clean shaven or have a baseball cap on or whatever. And I know you're not terribly fond of those times, but
Well, your homeless costume is not attractive. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
it's a good disguise. So this, I would say, is pretty loud.
Yeah, that's pretty loud.
Our ensembles are
Yeah.
they speak rather loudly.
This is not my 100% though.
It's not your 100%.
This
That's
is
where I was
about
going, because I was trying to think
75%.
of occasions that we did take it to 100%. And
Mhm.
there are a couple that come to mind. One was when we were promoting a show at the Oriental.
Yep, that was the other
Yeah,
early on visibility that
right,
we had.
right.
And
I was with two women that time.
yeah,
Yeah.
we were the co-producers of Creme Deluxe Burlesque, and we were doing old school walk down the street, hand out flyers for the show. Which,
Yeah. Look almost circusy in our appearance.
yeah, I was wearing a 18-inch. Is it 18 inches? Maybe 12-inch baby pink top hat
Mhm.
and a tuxedo with a jacket with tails and a short skirt.
And a brassiere.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was in my thigh high full leather spats.
We stuck it.
A lot.
Yeah.
A
Almost
lot.
intimidatingly.
Yeah, I think it was too much because that particular street, Tennyson, is like now very gentrified. Tennyson, gentrified, very
artsy, overpriced neighborhood.
hipster.
Yeah.
All down. Yeah, it's very gentrified. Yeah. So they weren't ready for that. And I don't think they ever will be. Even like, if we did that now, it'd be even worse.
Probably.
Like just me wearing my anklet that one day, I was like, and my stilettos, and everyone's at the park watching the concert, like whatever that concert was in the summertime. I'm like,
right.
Yeah, this is not the Tennyson I saw in 2016. Yeah, it was very different. But we like to push the envelope a little bit. We've gone to Sweet Tomatoes dressed similarly. I was not like this. I was wearing pinup style dress, and Felix was wearing his more Professor Felix tweed and bow tie, and we got a uniform discount.
That's right.
They were like, "Where are you guys going? Here?" So that was fun. That was in Littleton, and that was they must never see people dress up ever.
Well, they don't. I can tell you that.
Yeah, and no one dresses up in Littleton.
I can't think of anywhere around where we currently live that we could go dress like this without really upsetting them.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is like upsetting people. And this is more kind of like a juicy bit when we did the school auction. So one year we performed for the school auction, and there was a great pain taken to cover too much skin. Like it was just way too much skin. And I'm like, everyone is drinking to excess and getting into fights by the end of it. Like, how is this too much?
This is at a school fundraiser.
Elementary school fundraiser. Mm-hmm. And the parents paid, I think, $60 a piece to be there. And then they auctioned off like gift baskets that all the classes created. And I think it's a brilliant fundraising idea, because then you're just not selling candy and wrapping paper and stuff like we used to back in the day. They still sell that stuff, some like the DECA groups and stuff in high school. But the second year we went just to attend, and I went on full showgirl costume with a gown. So I had a black gown, a body, like super glittery body chain with a skull cap, giant blue and black fountain, pheasant feathers and coke feather hat. And that created quite a stir too. And I'm like, I'm wearing a full length gown, and it was a strapless dress. So maybe that was too much, but I had full like opera length gloves on, and my body chain, but that was probably too much for those people. I did get to talk to the the principal for a few minutes, and she had no idea who I was until I told her who my daughter was. I think they thought we just crashed the party or something, but it was a bunch of suburban people that were just like, and of course our good friend who is one of our viewers, hi Kelly, she loves us, and so she was all about it, her and her husband. But a lot of the people are very prudish is the best way I could describe it. I don't think I'm dressing like a hussy. I think I'm still very like elegant and graceful, but it's like it's just too close to sexual that it makes women uncomfortable.
Suggestive, maybe. It's
I don't know.
implied
I think
suggestion.
that
I don't
a
know.
lot of the suburban moms have always been afraid of me because I don't dress my age, and I refuse. Like, I'm not going to wear stuff that's too short. I have lowered the length of my skirts.
What is dressing your age, though? What would that
Yoga
look like?
pants and loose shirt.
Activewear?
Activewear. Yeah, which I do wear at home.
Yeah.
And then sometimes to go to the grocery store. But most of the time I try to put an outfit together because that's how I express myself, Now
There
I
were
can't do
people,
it on stage.
so the school fundraiser, I remember the 20s themed one, and people kind of dressed for it. I mean, to the best of their ability.
That was
There's a
easy
spectrum
for them.
of interpretation, but
The second year was Las Vegas themed. That's why I went as a showgirl.
Right.
Because it was Las Vegas themed. Everyone.
Well, now Las Vegas people wear Bermuda shorts or
exactly.
activewear.
Well, what happened to the entertainment capital of the world? I can't even tell you.
Same thing that happened to flight.
Oh, right. And I work at the airport, so I see everyone wearing their pajamas, and I see people with their blankets. They look like homeless people walking through the airport. I don't understand.
Bunny slippers and pillows
and yeah,
it's a slumber party. It's not the magic of flight used to be a formal occasion. I mean, really irrespective, but it's coming from not just the passengers, but the airlines too. So we're lucky to get a half bag of peanuts when they used to have full meal service and
airline chicken breast.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to have some tea.
It's all right.
We're getting way off track.
Not really. I think everything's related.
Well, yeah, we use our visibilidates to express ourselves, and when we can't be in the spotlight, I think that a lot of people would have a hard time doing it because they're not comfortable with the spotlight.
That's part of, I've said before on this, I hear very often, every time I'm dressed up and I'm out in public, somebody comes to me and says, I wish I could pull that off.
No.
I heard that from a 13-year-old just last week.
What?
Yeah. And she said, I wish I could dress like that. And I said, why can't you? But
what was their response?
She gave it some thought and then kind of shook it off. We didn't talk. I was in the middle of the show, so I wasn't going to have a full conversation about it. But there's an adjustment period, and I talk about this all the time because I get the question all the time. There is an adjustment period. You have to get to a point that you're perfectly comfortable, not only with people staring at you, but there's a line we cross where you are not being worn by your clothing, if that makes any sense, right? So a suit like this could wear somebody as opposed to them wearing the suit. It's a longer adjustment period, just getting used to maybe
now,
stiffer posture.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it a posture? You're talking posture and
attention.
Maybe your gait and
there comes a point where this is pretty out there, which is the reason I selected this to wear for this episode. But there comes a point when it no longer looks like a costume on you, and you're just wearing it. Does that make sense? So, it's a je ne sais quoi.
Right. So is it for your own perception that you feel that way, or because when people see you for the very first time, they're like, "Holy crap! Where are you going? You going to a party, a costume party?"
Right. Well,
so then,
I used to get "Where's the funeral?" or whatever when I was a kid, because I was a kid in a necktie, right?
In a necktie, yeah. Right.
But there was a point in time, and I it's gray. It's it's a hazy period of time. But there was a point where I started to really own that look and own those clothes, those items of clothing, and it changed my demeanor. Maybe it changed my gait. It probably is more comfortable for people to look at me because I'm comfortable.
Right. I kind of get it. I mean, Gazella, who I became when I was on the Vegas stage, she just didn't have a name yet. I revived her, resurrected her in 2013. She walks, talks, and moves differently than Athena. Like, that's just, I don't know why or how, but it just, Athena doesn't take the same gait as her. And there's something, it's that je ne sais quoi. So I want to say that's confidence, but
that's part of it.
Yeah.
I think it's a soup of all kinds of things.
Okay.
But confidence and
this episode feels like it's going way off track.
Kind of. I don't know if we really had a goal with this topic.
Well, I mean, it's near Valentine's Day, so that's why I thought we should do something about the kind of dates we go on. And
sure,
really, we've only talked about what we wear or our intent.
Yeah.
Last year we did at least one date a month. I don't know if anyone else has this issue of like going out on dates and making them happen. So
forcing them into the calendar.
Yeah, they're in the calendar. It's a repeating.
Do you have to schedule dates?
Yeah, like I think people should. I really think they should. I think that if they want to nurture their relationship and keep their relationship going, they need to schedule that time for just the parents. Phelyx and I don't parent the children together, but I still have that, like, I'm mom right now and I have to be mom. I can't be the sexy Athena that, you know what I mean? Like that I go on the visibilidate with, in that costume. But scheduling dates. We schedule ours because they're usually events, special events. We dressed, I wore something similar to this to the middle school play.
We've talked about that on this podcast. You can go back a few episodes and find us discussing attending a school play in full regalia.
Mm-hmm. Because it's fun.
It's fun to stir people up. It was kind of my punk rock growing up, and I think that has stayed with me. It's a little rebellious for me to.
Is that how you stay so youthful?
It could be.
Okay.
It could be part of it. Yeah. The rebel is nurtured.
The rebel is strong. I don't know. I think dates are important. They don't have to be. You don't have to be highly visible, but I think doing something together is important.
It's not comfortable for everybody. We are used to spotlight, so having people look at us is not a foreign sensation. Even in high school, I got teased for my appearance, and it was pretty quick that people learned that did not bother me at all, so they stopped.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's an interesting psychology.
Yeah. It's I've said this before on this podcast, that my appearance is part of my art. That's a theme of my life.
Well, I think that I've been realizing that too. Like I've spent the last year and a half really looking at my wardrobe and really dialing in. You've done that for longer than I have. But I do use my wardrobe to express myself. And so I've made everything I'm wearing except for the boa. I have my body chain and my awesome little romper that's one of a kind. Like that's how I didn't realize it, but that I need that. I think that's why burlesque was so intriguing to me. It wasn't that I was going to get to perform on stage. It was that I was going to be able to make my own costumes and like
express
things.
As an artist.
Yes.
Right.
So that's, I guess, how we do it without being on stage, is with visibilidates.
Mm-hmm. The young people we get to share this home with also do it. Differently than each other, but they also.
Yeah, it's really actually adorable to watch. Because when I was a teenager, I really didn't care much what I looked like, as long as I had my hair slicked back and with gel and a perfect bun, and appropriately dressed for a ballerina. Like I was okay. I dressed nice for the theater because you have to do that. That's what you do.
Well, that's
but
another thing that has suffered, but
it
here
has,
yeah.
right? That's the point we were making when we went to the middle school play dressed to the nines. But I started the slippers movement. Okay. No one's going to give me credit for it, but it was me in the late 90s with my sweats and my purple deer foams because my feet were bleeding from all the point work I was doing. So I started that movement. I apologize to everybody. You can stop now. Let's show ourselves a little self-respect and get back to dressing nice. Oh goodness. Okay.
It's fun to dress nice.
Yeah.
It is fun to stick out for some of us. And you're absolutely, with all of this description, encouraged to experiment a little bit on your own.
Yeah.
With your partner, go on a date and dress up. There's, I liken it also in some discussions to the idea that, and sorry, Mom, I'm going to bring this up. There was flatware in our home that was being saved for a special occasion. It was silver flatware. And I think that's part of the reason I learned to tie a necktie, is so that I would be ready for that special occasion that we might use the silver flatware. And we never used it. Never. So I'm still waiting for the special occasion. Use your flatware. Use your fine dishes or crystal or whatever. Drink a Pepsi out of your crystal. There's no time, but no time
Yeah.
that's better. No reason to wait. Just do it. And the same
nice
for
shoes.
your Marion and Berrien suit.
Oh.
If you are one of those gentlemen who only have a suit for weddings and funerals, dig it out and give it a party. It's fun to dress up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Totally.
to wear your sparkles.
Oh yeah, gotta wear the sparkles. Occasionally, not every day. I can't wear them every day. Can't do it. Yeah. The Halloween episode, or the two-parter, we talked about dressing up. I think that's why people love Halloween.
Mm-hmm. I think so too.
Yeah, because you have permission. Well, we give you permission to dress nice.
You don't need permission, but we grant you permission. Should that be some sensation?
If it's something you need, consider this permission.
Thank you very much for joining us at One Big Caper. Reach us any old time at hello@onebigcaper.com.
We can't keep doing this without you. Give us just a little bit of your time by subscribing, sharing, rating, or talking about One Big Caper with someone else. We really appreciate your help.
We want to hear your stories. Visit onebigcaper.com to get to know us even more.
All of the audio and visual digital media associated with One Big Caper, in whole or in part, is the property of Gazellus Productions, LLC.